is advised.
Hey everyone, welcome to the discussion for Vindication. This is just going to be the discussion over the base game, and I guess maybe if we bring up Pets, the mini expansion. This was a game that came out last year, right?
2 years ago.
2 years ago, 2018, really?
Yeah.
But it seemed like it was like all the rave, and I just, for some reason, I had it forever. Like, I backed it when the Leaders and Alliances expansion came out, and just never... For some reason, just never got it to the table until someone requested that we do it, so they can see a run through. And I gotta say, this is a pretty solid game. I enjoy it quite a bit. It's weird. It's a little themeless, I think, in terms of it kind of almost has the same feeling as what Call to Adventure. Where it's like you as the player have to put in like what your character's doing. The game doesn't really bring that out. You're really just like you're min-maxing companions and points just to essentially fight for the end game controls. But it's still the overarching theme I think is really cool. Where you are a person that gets washed up on shore and you're just trying to make yourself a better person. And it's almost a weird solo game because no one really interacts with each other. Like, you can kind of block.
The only interaction really is blocking spaces.
Yeah.
And then there's some cards, like that, this trait thing that I got.
Yeah. Oh,
that you kind of dilute
one. But you have to be adjacent to them. You have to really, like, in terms of, like, the hubris, affect them.
The biggest interaction, though, besides movement, is the control of the deals. Because, I took 2 years just to try to get the points and stuff. Because I was trying to get all the cubes off my board.
Yeah.
And it was easy to do it by getting a bunch in conviction, ditching out your...
you were able... You had the perfect setup to actually just go in and, use inspiration to get knowledge to then go to monasteries to get everything. And I think that's what makes this game incredibly fantastic, is that you are allowed to have those types of combos. And using, the items and the traits and your different companions, you have a lot of freedom on your turn to do what you want to then capitalize on things like that. So, what do you guys think? What do you guys think of Vindication?
I like it, yeah. It's weird because we played such a short game and then to play a long game.
And then play a way longer game, yeah.
Different.
It was almost like Yido. When we played Yido, it was like...
What is
you
happening?
and I were like, yeah, this is pretty good, and then we played it with Devin, and it's like, oh my god, this is way longer.
I know, right? Yeah.
We just added one extra person.
Right. I like it, though. I did like it. I agree with you on it being just, a tad themeless. Really all it is... just literally the synopsis of you wash ashore, someone revives you, and something inside you awakens, and you're just trying to become...
It's cute. It's cube management. Really. Mm-hmm. With the 6 different traits, you're really just trying to figure out the strategy that's going to work best for you, and utilizing, okay, well, I need to get these traits where I need to be. Not saying that what you get isn't really cool. The items I think are really cool. The companions are very colorful and unique. They have awesome names.
When I flipped it over to the Vindicated side, because I didn't peek and look at it at the other game, very beautiful. I love that for me. I think everyone's is different. They
have a very cool... and this might be one of those games where getting into the lore of it would actually bring all that out.
I'm sure.
Where it's like, oh man, this is actually what all these places do, and this is why you're going there. But even all the monsters are cool that you go out and fight. I like that the fighting isn't convoluted at all.
It's like you're going to win. It just
you will win, yeah.
It
just depends if your champion dies. And it's really nice that... I forgot how important actually conviction was, because if you do die, then, because that actually set me back. My very last one of my secret quest was have 4 companions, and I just needed 1 more, but then my character died, so I had to rush and try and get 2 more to at least get the 5 points. But yeah, if I had a conviction, you can actually just be like, nope, I'm actually gonna block the hit and keep them alive.
You're gonna just boop whatever you're fighting on the snoot and be like, you can't kill... No.
Yeah.
No.
Brad, what do you think?
Well, I looked at our top 100 from last year that we did, and this...
In 2019?
Yes.
Okay.
And this was number 10.
Okay.
And it debuted at number 10 for me.
Yeah.
I played a lot of it that year, before that deal.
Yeah.
I play it solo. I've done a bunch of different stuff with it. And then it went unplayed for a long time, just like it showed tonight. Like I had to like
you had to refigure out the strategy.
Back into the duck because it is a simple game, but once you just have to kind of get back into the groove of it,
right?
You know, with all the because there's so many bonus actions, and there's so many different things you can do in different orders, and also this is the first time I played it with more than 2.
Oh, gotcha.
So
and they don't really lay it out for you in the rulebook. The rulebook's not bad, I don't think by any means, but it is. There are times where it's like I asked you when we kind of played like 2 days ago, and I was like, so can you do a main action and then do like a bonus action, and then go back to a main action and do a because some games are like bonus before or after, you know.
And the difference between just adding one more player, because I love this as a 2-player game. Like this to me, 2 players the best on this.
Okay.
And the only reason is because the board fills up so fast. Yeah. In a 3-4-player game, that if you're moving, it fills up. And it just kind of, I mean, and then it's a luck of wherever you go. Like you kind of had a nice little,
like a little thing with the gaping maw and the command post, and the thing. Yeah.
So I mean, it's still a good game by no means. I mean, it's not going to be a 10, just because it doesn't hit the table as much. But I still really enjoy it, you know. And this is one of those games when we made that list about board games that could be movies.
Oh yeah,
this was on my list,
and I definitely see that now,
right? Because you could make a movie and have some guy, you know, just in his adventures of being rescued.
You could definitely make it you can go very indie, right, or extremely mystical if you really wanted to.
Right.
See, I think more like for some reason this game just gives me big sci-fi like fantasy vibes.
That's fair. Yeah, I mean,
I think because of like how the architecture is, and just
true.
For just something about it still gives
almost like a Horizon Zero Dawn, where it's like ancient but also futuristic.
Yeah, perhaps.
Yeah.
The guy that played Venom, I don't know that guy.
Oh, Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy. I could picture Tom Hardy.
Yeah,
that
is true. That would be great.
Or
and he has to fight Venom. That's his monster.
No, or Matthew Broderick. That's not true. He is one of the worst actors ever. So you actually think that filling up the board too quickly is a negative?
It can be.
Well, because I don't know.
I view it the other way. In a 2-player game, I thought it was actually slow because I was like, I wanted to fight monsters, and the game one never came out till the end of the game, and I was like, so it's like
I'm not saying it's horrible. It's just I like it to be a little bit more of a slower deal, because like our board was set up fairly quick. I mean this side wasn't set up, but you automatically, when you have people coming from all different sides, the board fills up, and then it's like, well, I know I need to go, you know, and stuff's being taken over before you have a chance to go, you know. Like you have control if you time it right to move and have it pop right in front of you.
True.
And then use it and stuff like that. Yeah. You're trying to fight for control. Obviously, in all area control games.
Sure.
You want to
fight
it out. And it's not
I see your point.
It's not a bad thing. I don't mind.
It's kind of a preference. I like having all the options where it's like, okay, well, there's like where's the trait one? Like I keep drawing and it's not there, and then oh, boom, okay, like, because everyone's exploring, there it is. So now I can actively make that a goal of mine because I know where it's going to be.
I guess the exploration.
Yeah.
The exploration part of the game disappears faster.
True.
With more players.
True. Kat, what do you think? Where do you line up?
About, like, the board?
Yeah, do you like it? Do you like it being a slow exploration, or do you like the word when
I liked it being slow.
Okay.
Yeah, I just, I think there's just a certain aspect of, flipping over tiles that is really enjoyable, of building up the mystery kind of thing.
Sure.
So yeah, I like the slow burn a little more for that.
Yeah. Do you guys think that this game... Man, it's really hard to actually think of... I was going to ask if you guys think it's balanced. Because, like... But, I mean, there's so much for you to get points off. You can just get a bunch of companions. They all give you points. Go after monsters. Potentially kill someone. But what's weird is for a game called Vindication, when you become vindicated, it's really not that big of a deal.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's like five. You get 5 points, and then your ability now you can get 2 of the basic strength, inspiration, or knowledge.
I didn't even see.
But that's still one of your places you activate. It just doesn't cost you a cube to do it. But
I think a lot of it has to, because the opening thing I think is clever, with it throwing out the person that rescued you because if they didn't have that, there is nothing special between your person, my person.
That's true.
There's no. So this is what gives it the asynchronous gameplay.
Sure.
Now, that's where the balance could be, because there are some stinkers in that deck.
Yeah.
And then there's some that are like mine ended up being pretty powerful as far as getting stuff switched around, because I was able to switch put two,
Yeah.
But then if you don't get a very good one, you're just kind of...
Yeah. Kat's was pretty good. I think I probably had the weakest one, the Beastmaster. She just... I could activate her. She essentially gave me a free upgrade.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I could activate her, get the 2 strength, and then go to the command post, and then boom, And we never leveled up our mounts when we first played. It was always 2. Mount, that is huge, I think.
Yeah.
Because it's like, especially in a multiplayer game when all the places are at, and then it's like, oh, I need to get to the library because that's the only one that's out to get knowledge so I can do what I want. Oh, man. Because it's like if you move 2 and I'm over here, it's like, that would take 3 turns to get all the way over there versus just, boop, okay, I'm here. So you mentioned the starting the journey cards. One, the only negative is I wish they had a different title of why you were on the island. Instead of it, you're just washed ashore. Everyone's washed ashore. We're all shitty people. Apparently we just get thrown overboard.
Yeah.
It would have been just nice, a little snippet.
Well, I'm sure it's probably in that
the lore book.
Probably talks about why you're being...
Yeah.
But
it would have just been, that would give you a little thematic reason of why you're here. But I will say I completely agree with you on the Traveler. But this is almost the only difference is it tells you where you start, where you wash up, and the card you get. The bottom is redundant because the something inside you awakens, it's the same for everyone. I think what they could have done is a little thematic tie-in and make even the bottom, hey, you actually... no, because those are all for the influence and the potential, and maybe not.
And that really didn't even need to be on the card.
Yeah,
exactly. But what I was hoping is maybe keep the influence and the potential, but how many strength, inspiration, and knowledge you start out with is different. But they probably kept it balanced because of what I'm about to say, whereas the secret quest you start with and the character you start with, I think, gives you a direction in how you want to play.
That's exactly, because I lucked out because my goal and the person I got worked hand in hand.
That
because
is true.
I needed a monastery. What functions the monastery? Knowledge.
Yeah.
And I was able to transfer that to knowledge.
Yeah.
And
this game was basically...
That's why I was able to have everything in conviction at one point.
Right. Yeah. In terms of board presence... Well, actually, real quick... Yeah, because what Kat had, what was your goal? Oh, you needed strength.
Yeah. I honestly wasn't too excited about that one.
Yeah. Which is why you were going to the fort all the time
at
the beginning?
That one I just was trying to balance some stuff. But yeah, right at the beginning I went there immediately because I was like, might as well just knock the first one out at least.
Right. And I literally got the same one I got when Kat and I played.
Yeah.
And so that's why I quickly went to the inn, and then I just went all companions. But my starting person, the Beast Keeper, or Beast Tamer, worked hand in hand with one of the end game goals, except it was it needed everyone to do that.
Everyone's cooperation.
Right, but in terms of board presence, and efficiency, I don't know. I feel like I struggled the whole game. I was always just bare minimum. It was literally this Tomb of Elemental Mastery that saved my ass.
Yeah.
Because I was like, okay, I'm gonna activate this person to get 2 strength. Okay, I'm gonna do that. Just do that. Okay, then I'm gonna combine them to do that. That's how I got my relic. I got the relic. That's how I got my trait, and that's how I was able to fight another monster. Other than that, in terms of actual, the traits. You guys were way better at it. I was just on my turn.
I wouldn't say we were so much better at it as we had things that just helped us.
True. Yeah. You guys had ways to get knowledge or inspiration. I had ways to get strength, and that was really it wasn't.
Once I noticed that you had things for strength, that's why I really didn't go after the mastery. I was like, it's gonna be a fucking uphill battle.
Honestly, I was only one ahead of you, because of her.
I thought you were gonna go hard, and I was like, ugh.
I was sitting there, and whenever he got the trait, because I knew he was going for the trait for the 5 points, and I was like, does he have something to actually block me? Because I had the trait as well, and I'm like, I knew if we tied, no one would get it. And I'm like, is he going to somehow snag that 7 points from me? Or get 7 points, because I wouldn't have had it. I don't know. I think the game is it gives you enough freedom, but not too much freedom to where you're doing everything. Like, you only can visit one location, and there are multiple times where you want to visit multiple.
Or do it again.
Or
visit and rest.
Yeah, so I think the companions are kind of one of the routes to go. Because it kind of feels hard where I think that's why monsters, relics, and traits are so powerful, because you're not going to get a lot of them. Mm-hmm. Unless that's really your goal. You want to get a shit ton of relics. So, I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason that those 3 are in the heroic attributes.
Oh, okay.
Because the 3 common ones are the ones that's on your person, and it makes it harder to transmute to get, the courage, the wisdom, or the vision to get those, and they're going to be more powerful.
Yeah.
But if you had a way just to kind of
constantly,
there's a reason there's only one, like the library. Yeah. There's only one library.
Oh yeah, you're right.
To get blue, there's kind of where there's 2 yellows. The blue's a little harder to get because that makes this one harder to get. It's like there's only one fighting place. There's only one green deal and
one arcane tower.
I'm saying the colors.
Yeah. There's only one wisdom, one courage, and one vision.
Because the relics were tough for me because I spent most of my time down on that side of the board.
Yeah.
And with me not having my mount done,
right, going over there to get a relic.
So I mean it's got enough randomness, but not too much randomness. Like the randomness is really just who you get, your quest, and then how the tiles come out.
Yeah, I think the randomness complements the game more than hinders it, where it's like, oh, there's nothing I can do about that. Right. It's you get like a companion, you're like, okay, great, what can I do with this?
Right. Well, and there's always something to do. Like if you can't do something, you can always rest and transmute to set up. Or,
which is huge. Like you having conviction,
or you can just use this guy to get stuff. I mean, it's not ideal, but it's not a wasted turn. You can still
because Kat was like, and we're going to talk about the end game triggers, but she was like, why aren't you resting? And I'm like, I want to do other stuff. I don't want to sit here and be like, I'm resting. Boop.
I get it.
Ugh. Like, it just feels like I didn't do anything.
It feels like a waste, but really.
But because you guys had people that were just like, oh, I'll activate them. Oh, and then I'll move my potential.
Yeah, so we're like, what? And why don't you rest on top of that? You can, move 4 potential over at once.
Yeah, I mean, because you had the way to do it. I'm like, nope.
Yeah, and the movement is another part that was smart of them, is because it's to make you move. You have to move one.
Yeah, so in that starting huddle that I had, I can't just be like, oh, I'm just gonna stay here. I'm just gonna keep fighting. I'm just gonna keep going to the inn, and I'm just gonna keep, just hey, I'm gonna hire you. Let's go fight this monster, and so people can't just what do they call it, puppy guard. You were gonna say something, but
I don't think I was.
Not about puppy guarding, but just
in general.
Yeah. You don't think you were?
I don't think so.
All right. What do you guys think of the endgame triggers?
I wish you guys would end the game when I wanted to end the game.
That is a weird aspect of this game. I like it.
Me too. I mean, me too. But
it's like some of them, like they vary based on player count, because these wouldn't have been as difficult in a 2-player game.
Right.
Maybe the all-in one, because that was actually pretty.
I know.
If you didn't have that build, that would not have been the end-game trigger. No. But the Vindication one would have been it. Yeah. But yeah, it's really cool because everyone knows. So it's one of those games that I love, is where the players dictate the speed. Or maybe one player dictates the speed. But yeah, in a 2-player game, Cal was like, we had to get a proficiency equal one more than the number of players. And then Cat just gets all 3, and then I was like, all right, I guess we got one more round.
Yeah, we got maybe half of the tiles out, and I was like, no, it's not over.
No, we have to be vindicated.
Yeah, and I was like, no, we have to move all our potential over and then be vindicated, and then the game ends. And he's like, no.
Like, nope.
And I was like, so we were both wretched till the end.
Yeah. What do you think, Kat? What do you think of the end game triggers?
Yeah, I mean, I still like them. I like that they give you different opportunities to get more out. Kind of for like no one's really triggering it, because sometimes you do it by accident, sometimes you do it on purpose. Like if there's just one thing that you have to go for, like I think it was the all-in. You could set your pace and be like, okay, well, I'm ready for it to end, so I'm just gonna get this off my board. Or if you all work together, of course. But yeah, I like it. I like the concept.
I like something like that better than like, I don't know, like Dinosaur Island. You know, if you're playing Dinosaur Island, there's like three in-game triggers, objectives, and they don't change. That's what you draw. That's it.
Yeah.
You know, this one, if you're sucking ass, you there's a chance that you could. Yeah. You know, because if you're going and stuff.
Yeah.
It just adds. You know, and plus it doesn't make the game last 5 hours.
That's true.
Because if you had some of those that were impossible to. Take forever. Right, then eventually one's going to pop out that's going to end the game.
Exactly, yeah, because they give you 4 chances for one of them to come out. Yeah, I really like it because it adds variety at the start. Everyone knows at least 2. I also really like that it doesn't have to be all of them.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, hey, one of these has to trigger for the game to end. Yeah. I think that's a really smart move, and like you guys said, if someone, as people are naturally gaining points, okay, another one comes out. And you could be gaining points. Like, I could have got to 30 while Brad had, like, a bunch of things and then trigger, and then it's like, oh, someone already completed that. Right. Shit, he's going to get, 10 points. Yeah. And we only get one more round. And I do like that. And then, but what I think is interesting, especially in a 3-player game, is one person can kind of stall it. Like, Kat and I went for the mounts, we both had 4, and you're like, I'm not doing that. So it's like, okay, so... You're essentially dragging it out.
I had to. I was behind by a mile.
Yeah, right.
If I would have just done that to do it, then I wouldn't have had a chance to.
Right. But I do kind of like that, because even though Kat and I finished we finished the mount one, and then you two finished the vindication one, then I was the one holding it up. Then it was like, okay, well, you're the only one that can potentially do the all-in one. I guess you're going to be the one to call it, so now I can read that and try and maximize my turn efficiency, because it's like, okay, I know you're going to do that on your next turn. That's going to give me 2 more turns.
I almost wonder if they put, like, a reward, like, for finishing.
What do you mean?
Just like, okay, take the all-in. Like, if you complete the all-in to start the end game, you get 3 honor.
Oh.
Or something.
No, I mean, that would be to me, that would be annoying if you got rewarded for ending the game.
Those are objectives. Those are things you're completing. I'm not saying it's a big thing, just 2 honor even.
Because that's
because it can be dumb luck. It's like, oh, I draw this. Oh, lucky me! I completed that, so I even get more points.
All in is not dumb luck. It's hard.
Not for him. He was able to do it. But yeah, they have a bunch in here, and they're all for different reasons. Yeah, controlling 4 more regions than each other player. You did that. Have then more traits than one other person. So acquire 6 or more companions. So acquire the card of each color. Yeah, and there's going to be, and so the variety is absolutely there. This game is everything with variety, just because of the amount of cards you have for each deck and the plethora of strategy. So I very much like that.
And there's a lot of little expansions.
Yeah, that just came. I don't know if that was just because of the Kickstarter or if that was just.
I think it was just stuff that was in the game. I mean, yeah. And then the expansion brings in a solo mode, solo and a cooperative.
Mm-hmm. How's the solo mode?
I like it. I mean, it's more or less this game. I mean, it's not. You just don't have to worry about. There's a bot player.
Yeah,
and stuff. But
yeah, so they have a treachery expansion. They have just different regions that so expansion regions that you can. It just tells you basically what kind of tiles to swap out. A jewel crafter that gives you like gemstones and stuff. We did the one with the pet, the exotic pet menagerie. Kat, what do you think of your pet?
Oh my god, I loved him. I loved all the pets. I only saw 2 of them because for some reason I The art is really pretty, but it's so
from a distance.
Yeah, I can't really make it out.
Yeah. We had a meerkat, we had a wolf, and then we had a Komodo dragon.
Ooh,
all exotic.
Scary. Yeah, I love that. I think it's awesome to add pets. That's a pretty fucking quick way in my heart is put cute animals. Yeah. And they're useful. They're very useful. Like
they're
my
really
owl,
good. Yeah.
I got really lucky with that. I mean that went hand in hand with Dahlia.
I think the pets are really good, and I really like mini expansions because
that's perfect.
Yeah, you can just and they're essentially modular. They're not like they're worth a lot of points, or they're not really worth a lot of points, but their abilities are really good. But they're not helping you in terms of masteries. But they get added to your companion, so it's like if you have a companion that you really like my hurt guy, he was my next weakest or my next lower, so it's like I didn't want him to die because I needed him to get the 2 masteries. And then it's like but if I had gotten like the wolf, let's attach it to him, boom, now he can't be killed.
Yeah.
So what do you think of the pets?
I think it was neat. I mean, I didn't
get a pet either. Yeah.
But I mean, it's simple enough. You just throw a tile in, and it adds some stuff to it.
Right. Yeah. Then they basically just have other like small. It's a 1 tile expansion. You just throw the tile into the bag, and that's that. Temple Ruins basically allows you to go get secret quests. And then they have the bigger one, the Guilds and Monuments, which are separate boards that actually like rely on you getting like guild favor. And then the final one was the Myths and Wonders, which actually then utilized one of the... Yeah, they have these minis in here that do nothing.
Expansion.
Yeah, but it's like they come in the base game.
Yeah,
so it's like, what the hell...
Those were things that Kickstarter unlocked, and then, I don't know.
Yeah, because they do nothing.
They have a purpose when you play
with the expansion.
Yeah.
And they look cool.
They do look cool. I mean, I have one that came in its own separate case, and I'm like, I don't know what this does. Nothing. It's just there. Honestly, I got really nothing else to say about Vindication. I'm glad I finally got it to the table. I thoroughly enjoy it. The game trays, the production quality is fantastic. The art is amazing. I think it is in a nutshell, it is a themeless game, but it's not so where it's like, I can't do anything with this. You as a player can be like, oh, here's why I'm here, here's what I'm visiting, and then they did give you the sexy lore book. Hey, there's your person with the owl. That's your owl person. Yeah, so like the different heroic traits and things. Oh, hey, there's the different monsters. Neat. So, you guys got anything?
I don't.
I don't think so.
Scale of 1 to 10. Cat.
Ooh, I'll give it 7.5.
Why?
I can just because actually it is just you and I.
You're like, actually, yeah, it is bad. 4.
Actually, you're right. Throw it away.
3.
No, I was gonna say I had it backwards there, so I'm gonna give it an 8 because I think it does work really well as a 2-player game, and that doesn't happen for us very often.
That's true, especially when you can play with more.
Yeah.
All right, Brad?
I would probably say this falls in at a 8.5.
Okay.
I mean, I was infatuated with it quite a bit. Back when I was playing it a lot, I probably would have set a 9.5, but it kind of settled in about an 8, probably 8.5, something like that. I'd say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of... man. I really like the variety and the strategy. Like, this is one of those games that is actually truly sandbox, because you can go any route. You can go traits, which are, end game points. You can go traits that are special abilities. You can go monsters, which are end game points. You can go any type of build you want in terms of the plethora of companions and I do kind of wish the Vindication was a little more important. Like, they should have done it to where it's like, here's your character, and then when you Vindicate, you get like a special ability or something instead of the fucking...
Well, the people have been making fun of it, like, because it should have been more called Redemption and not Vindication.
That's true.
Because you're redeeming yourself. Vindication means something totally different.
I was going to say, you asked me the definition of Vindication, and I thought it was...
Because Vindication's like, you're proving yourself correct or something, you know.
Vindicate, the act of clearing someone of blame or suspicion.
Okay, so that's...
So it is right, because you're thrown overboard for treachery.
Yeah.
But the game doesn't give you that.
Right.
So when you're playing it, you're like, wait, why am I vindicating myself? But you're right, it does feel more of like a redemption game.
Okay, so I wasn't showing people my butthole then.
No. But they thought you did. So you're trying to prove
okay,
yeah,
and they're like, quit. And I was like,
and you're like, that wasn't me, but they throw you overboard anyway.
It was my evil twin sister.
I think that, hopefully, I don't know what this they're going to do a new expansion. I haven't played the Leaders and Alliance. I think it's a small box expansion. You said that's a solo mode and gives these minis a reason to exist. Yes. I think that hopefully in the newest one, maybe they do give it some more theme, like some more backstory or a reason why you're here, a reason why you're vindicating yourself, and you maybe have goals that you can meet to be like, oh, okay, here's what I'm like trials to try and overcome. I don't know. I haven't looked into that, but I think that is a missed opportunity. However, everything else, I think it's a clean game, a lot of freedom. I am going to give it a 9.
Yes.
I do think at this point. But it's funny because I did wait so long to get it to the table.
Yeah, I kept bringing it up all the time.
You kept bringing it up. It was on a lot of lists. Someone finally recommended that they wanted to see one, and it's but I'm glad I have it. And production quality is through the roof. I am intrigued. The game was good enough that it does make me want to actually look into this and be like, ooh, what's the game about? So at this point in time, it is a 9 out of 10 for me. But I think 8.5, 9?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So slowly went up for each of us. But still, that only dropped, 0.5 points?
Yeah.
So that's it, everyone. That's our thoughts on Vindication. Let us know what you think of the game in the comments below. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you. Hey everyone, thank you for watching, and I really hope that you enjoyed the video. If you would like to see more of my content, go ahead and click that subscribe button and the bell to be notified whenever I upload any new content. If you feel like supporting the channel, you can go ahead and click that Patreon link to be taken to my Patreon, and any help is truly appreciated. Other than that, stick around for any other run-throughs or reviews or cool top 10s or whatever I feel like putting on. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you.